right, hi everyone. So glad you're here. If you've never met me before, my name is Cindy, and this is going to be a 60-minute vinyasa practice. So we will go ahead and get started in our tabletop. So wrists are stacked underneath your shoulders, knees are about fist distance apart, and then pressing into the thumb and index fingers, so rooting into your hasta bandha and then spiraling your elbow creases forward. Activating your bandha, so drawing your navel up towards your spine and then engaging your pelvic floor muscles. We'll start to warm up the spine with some cat and cow. So on your inhale, lower your belly down, draw your heart forwards and gaze to sky. And as you exhale, lower the chin into the chest, round the spine, pressing into the hands. And again, inhale, belly lowers, heart lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, chin into the chest, round the spine, pressing into the hands. So just continuing with a couple rounds of cat and cow. And really focusing on linking up breath to movement here. So going at whatever pace suits you. And really starting to focus on the breath, perhaps making that slight constriction at the back of the throat for your Ujjayi breath. So this is an audible breath. Then in and out through the nose. And it just helps warm up the body, the muscles, the joints, and it also serves as a point of concentration for your practice. And then finding some stillness on our mat, we'll spin our fingertips back towards us. And then zip up your knees and your heels and tuck your toes under. We'll start to lower the sits bones back onto the heels. And now you might notice that your palms are lifting off the mat. Just try to keep your fingertips connected here. So feeling a nice stretch in through the wrists. And then gently lowering down onto the heels. So sits bones on heels, coming all the way up for our toe stand. So sometimes our little baby toes are a little bit stubborn, so you might need to just help them out so they flatten out. And then sitting up nice and tall, extending the arms forward, fingers are spread wide, and then spinning the palms away from you, crossing the right over the left. And start to draw the wrists underneath and forward. So feeling a little bit more into the forearms, the wrists, and just being gentle here, not overdoing it. And then releasing that. This time crossing the left wrist over top of the right, interlacing the hands and then drawing the arms through and forwards. Shoulders down, navel into spine, so we have a nice tall spine. And gently release. Taking your hands back behind you, finding a bind if you can, if that's accessible to you. If it's not, we can hold on to opposite elbows. We can use a strap or a towel, just whatever you have today. Maybe start to look up to the sky, open up your heart and your chest, but keep your navel into your spine, protecting that low back from overarching. Bringing your gaze back through center, coming back onto all fours, gently tap the toes and release that. Sitting back onto the heels, feeling a stretching through the tops of the feet. So just gently rocking back, lifting the knees. Hands can be by your sides, or you can place your hands on the tops of the thighs, maybe finding a little bit of a balance here. And then coming forward once again. Just take a round of cat and cow, rinsing everything out. With your next inhale, reaching your right hand up to the sky, so opening and twisting your heart open, stacking collarbones. And then exhale, threading the needle, right hand comes underneath the left shoulder, right fingertips reaching out, lowering your right cheekbone onto the mat. The left hand can extend forwards, maybe even inching that left hand to the right corner, top corner of your mat. The other option is to release that top arm to your low back, the palm faces up. And then using your core, gently extending your left leg out to the side. So pressing into the sole of the feet here. Good, releasing your left hand underneath your left shoulder. Inhale, right hand reaches up. And then exhale, right hand lowers. Next inhale, we rise to gate pose. Arms are to a T. And then left hand either above or below the knee. Right hand reaches up and over. So opening up that right side body here. Maybe gazing up towards the right fingertips. And then exhale, modify half moon. So right hand lowers, left leg reaches up. Left hand up to the sky. Bending into that left knee, taking a hold of the top of the foot, drawing the heel in towards the seat, feeling a nice stretch through the quadricep muscle, pressing your hip pelvis forward. And then creating space between your heel and your seat. So pressing into the hand, and then creating space between your glute and your heel, feeling a gentle back bend here. And then without slingshotting, releasing everything down. Circle the left hand down, reaching the hands forward. We'll start to sink the hips back towards the heels. So feeling a nice stretch in the groin area, and then the forehead can graze the mat, or you can place a block underneath the forehead. Next, inhale, we rise to tabletop. Take a round of cat and cow, rinse everything out. Next, inhale, left hand rises, reaching up to the sky. Gaze to fingertips, exhale, thread the needle under the right arm. Coming down onto the left shoulder, the left cheekbone, the right arm extends forwards. So option to inch the fingertips towards the left, top corner of the mat, or release it to your low back, palm facing up. Using your core, extending the right leg out to the side, pressing the sole of the foot into the earth. Place your right hand underneath your right shoulder, inhale, left hand up, open up the heart, and then left hand down. Inhale, we rise to gate pose, arms to a T. Right hand lowers, left hand rises up. So opening up that left side body here. And then exhale into modified half moon. So right hand rises, the right leg lifts. So that leg is nice and active here. And then bending the knee, the heel comes into the seat, pressing your pelvis forward, feeling a nice stretch into the quadriceps. And then creating that space between your heel and your glute, pressing into the tops, pressing into the hand. And then gently release. Circle the right hand down, coming back to center, reaching the fingertips forward and allowing the heel to, or the sit bones to come back towards the heel. Maybe the forehead grazes the earth. Inhale, rising to center, taking one round of cat and cow. And then finding a child's pose. So the knees are nice and wide, setting the hips back to the heels, extending those arms forward. Allowing the forehead to lower into the earth. Fingertips are spread wide. Connecting back to your breath. So that Ujjayi breath, audible breath. So making this an active child's pose, inching those fingers forward, sits bone back to heels, creating traction and lengthen the spine. And then releasing the hands, so bringing the palms to touch, drawing the thumb knuckles to the back of the neck. Setting an intention for your practice today. So an intention can be anything that comes up for you. Perhaps it's a prayer, a mantra, a phrase, anything that is meaningful to you that you can connect to in your practice. So take a deep breath in through your nose and seal that intention in, draw it in. And then as you exhale, open the mouth inside out. Allowing it to just drift away and knowing that you can come back to it at any point in time. You need some guidance, or motivation for your practice. Gently release your hands down to the mat. Inhale, we're going to shift forward into upward facing dog. So pressing into the tops of the feet, the hips moving towards the wrists, lifting the thighs off the mat, and then drawing your heart up to the sky. Maybe look to sky. As you exhale, send your sits bones back to heel, stretching through the low back, forehead to the mat. Inhale, rounding forward into that upward facing dog. Everything is nice and active, belly to spine. And then exhale, coming back to child's pose. Inhale, rounding forward, upward facing dog. Pressing into the hands, holding here for a minute. Start to lower the left hip down and look over the right shoulder towards that right heel. Keep the belly activated, coming back through center, lowering the right hip down, looking over left shoulder towards left heel. Inhale, coming back to center, tucking your toes under. Exhale to downward facing dog. So feel free to pedal up the feet, bending one knee and then the next. Just allowing some gentle movements to come into the body, stretching through the calf muscles, the hamstrings, and then finding some stillness, finding that alignment in our down dog. So fingers are spread nice and wide, rooting into Hasta Bandha, elbow creases spiraling forward. Untucking your tail so it's nice and high to sky, navel into spine, pelvic floor muscles engaged. Quadriceps drawing up towards your hips, and then the heels are melting down in towards the earth, bringing your gaze or your drishti towards your navel, maybe in between your inner thighs. Connecting to your breath. Little tiny baby steps, we'll walk the hands back towards the feet. Nice and slow, using your core. And when you get there, separating the feet hips distance apart, taking a hold of opposite elbows, hanging for ragdoll. So bending the knees until the chest is draped on the knees, releasing the head, the neck, the shoulders. Gently rocking from side to side. You can always go a little bit further as well if you wanted to find the bind behind you. Reaching the arms up and forwards. Bringing those stretching through the pectoral muscles. And then wherever you are, gently releasing your bind. Heel toe your feet back to touch. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana. Navel to spine, lengthening the crown of the head forward as the tailbone lengthens back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, so palms to shins. Lengthening, crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold. Last time here, inhale, halfway lift. And start to walk your hands forward to your high plank. So high plank, wrists are stacked under shoulders, making that nice diagonal line. So making sure that we're not dipping too much in the hips or lifting up too much. Pressing into the hands, rounding through the upper back. All the muscles are engaged. Think of drawing your hips towards your rib cage and your rib cage towards your hips. So activating the transverse abdominis. Taking a deep breath in. And then exhale, chaturanga. So arms hug the side body. Elbows do not dip below shoulders. Holding here. Inhale, high plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down, zip up your heels, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, fingertips in line with the tops of the shoulders. Next, inhale, lifting up the chest, finding that baby cobra. As you exhale, lower the chest down, forehead to the earth. Second set, inhale, baby cobra. Perhaps this time we hover the hands off the mat, we test out our core and our back strength. And exhale, we lower. And last set of cobra here, inhale, lift up. Yogi's choice, option to hover the hands, maybe press the hands into the floor. See if you can lift up a little bit higher. Keep your navel into the spine, glutes slightly active. And then exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes under, firm your core, press up to plank in a straight line. Option, of course, to go onto the knees first, and then lift up to high plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Coming back to your breath, resetting, reconnecting with the breath. Next, inhale, lift high on the toes, bend your knees, gaze forward, walking to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. And then exhale, fold. Slight bend in the knees as we rise all the way up. Palms to touch, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze to thumbs. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hinge and fold forward as you swan back. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, stepping back to plank, one leg at a time. You're lowering down to chaturanga, so arms hug the side body, shoulders do not dip below elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra if you want to modify. And then exhale, downward facing dog, coming back to the breath. 2 rounds of breath. Next, inhale, lift high on the toes, bend your knees, walk, step or float your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms reach up overhead. Palms to touch, gaze to thumbs. As you exhale, open up the heart. Arms come to goalpost arms or cactus arms, so bending through those elbows. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, open up. Gentle back bend. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, arms reach. And then sitting back down into chair pose. So heels are moving towards the heels. Sits bones towards the heels. Lifting your heart and your chest. And then squeezing your inner thighs together. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, open up the arms to the left. So arms will come to a T. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, twisting to the right. Arms to a T. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, twist open. And inhale, arms reach. Exhale, twist open. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. You can step back to plank or you can float to chaturanga if that's in your practice. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming back to about 2 rounds of breath. Reset and reconnect. Next, inhale, right leg rises, 3-point. You circle the ankle 3 times in one direction. And then 3 times in the opposite direction. Noticing that the left heel might be lifting up, allowing it to draw down towards the earth as you lift the right heel higher. Hips are square. Exhale, bring knee to nose for cheetah. Rub everything in nice and tight, maybe knee to forehead. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, knee to nose and hold for 3, 2, 1. Step in your foot in between your hands. Finding that low runner's lunge. So on your inhale, drawing your heart forward. As you exhale, lower to the back knee and then tuck the toes. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, Anjasana, low crescent lunge. So watching that the knee doesn't go over the toes. And exhale, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana, hands to frame the front foot. If you do have blocks at home, you can always place them on either side of the foot, but sending your hips back, toes to shin. Think of drawing your right hip back, the left hip forward, navel to spine, and exhale, fold. Next, inhale, shifting forward to low runner's lunge, so tucking the back left toes under, elevating the knee. Starting to hover the hands off the mat, engaging your core. So your chest is lifted off your thigh. Next, inhale, arms reach up overhead, high crescent lunge. So all 10 toes facing forwards, lifting up through the pelvic floor. The lower ribs draw in, shoulders draw down the back. Next, exhale, opening out to warrior 2. So back heel spins to 90 degrees. Arms reach out. Arms are active, drawing your shoulder blades together, bringing your gaze, your drishti towards your right fingertips. Flip the palm, inhale, reach up and back, peaceful warrior. So left hand lowers, right hand rises. Opening up right side body. Exhale, modified side angle, right forearm to thigh. Left hand reaches up and over, maybe bicep beside the ear. Next, inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, modified side angle. So again, really linking breath to movement here. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, modified side angle. So watching that we're not dumping the weight into the right forearm. We're lifting up through the right side body, the left side body as you're reaching the arms forward. Next, exhale, revolve your side angle or easy twist. Left hand lowers to the inside of the front foot, spinning the back heel up. Right hand reaches up. So stacking collarbones, squeezing your outer glutes together. And then lowering the right hand down to frame the front foot. Step the right foot back to your high plank, shifting forward on the toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Finding those 2 rounds of breath. Next, inhale, left leg rises. Find your 3 points. Start to circle the ankle 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the opposite direction. And then noticing that right heel, allowing it to lower down towards the earth as you lift, using the left glute to lift the left leg higher. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah, rounding everything and using your core. Inhale, 3 point. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3 point. Exhale, knee to nose and hold for 3, 2, 1. Stepping your foot in between your hands, finding that low runner's lunge. So inhale, drawing your heart forward. Exhale, right knee lowers, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Anjasana, low crescent lunge. Being able to spine, shoulders draw down, maybe gazing up in between those fingertips. And then exhale, frame your front foot, sending your hips back for half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana, using the blocks if you need a little bit more space. So left toes to shin, left hip back, right hip forwards. So think of lengthening from the low back. And exhale, hinging and folding forward, maybe forehead to shin, or maybe even chin to shin. Inhale, shifting forward, finding that low runner's lunge. Engaging the core, hovering the bottom fingertips off the mat. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, high crescent lunge. So finding that alignment here. Lifting up through the navel, through the pelvic floor. And then exhale, finding warrior 2. So back heel spins to 90, arms to a T. Bringing your gaze or wrist to the left fingertips. Flip the left palm up, inhale, reach up and back, peaceful, opening up left side body. Keep the deep bend in the left knee. Exhale, modified side angle, left forearm to thigh, right hand reaches up, maybe bicep beside the ears. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, modified side angle. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, modified side angle. Revolve side angle, right hand lowers, back heel spins up, left hand reaches up. Maybe gazing towards those left fingertips. And then lower the left hand down, step the left foot back to your high plank, shifting forward on the toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, 2 rounds of breath. Next, inhale, right leg rises, 3 point. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah, round everything in. Inhale, 3 point. Exhale, mountain climber prep, tapping your right tricep as high as you can go. Inhale, 3 point. Exhale, twisted cheetah, tap left tricep. Inhale, 3 point. And exhale, step your foot in between your hands, finding that low runner's lunge. Next, inhale, we rise, high crescent lunge, arms reach up overhead. Next, exhale, lower the back knee down, open the arms, tap the knee. Inhale, extend and reach. Exhale, elbows bend, knee taps. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower lower and tap. Inhale, extend, open out, warrior two. Back heel's at 90. Finding that front heel to back arch alignment. Finding your gaze, your drishti. Flipping the right palm, inhale, reach up and back to peaceful. Exhale, modified side angle. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, modified side angle. Inhale, peaceful. This time, option for extended side angle, right hand to the inside of the front thigh. You can always come back to modified as well. You can use a block to the inside of the front foot. Maybe start to streamline that left arm forward, twisting open your heart, drawing your right hip underneath of you, opening up, feeling that length in the body. Next, exhale, revolving your side, the left hand down to the inside of the front foot, back heel lifts, right hand rises. Svastikasana side plank, so stacking the right foot on top of the left. So option to lower onto the knee if you need to modify. You can always make it harder by finding tree legs or just extending your top leg up. So finding whatever variation works best for you. Coming back to your high plank, we're going to do a couple mountain climbers here. Get that heart rate up nice and high today. If you're not sure what they are, hands come underneath the shoulders, finding that plank position. And without pucking the hips up too high, you just want to bring the knees in towards you. So keeping them nice and low to the ground as fast as you can. We'll do it for 10 seconds. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your down dog. Exhale, release everything. That wasn't so bad. Let's try that again. Inhale, shift forward. 10 seconds, as hard as you can go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, down dog. And last set here. Inhale, shift forward. Mountain climbers. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying in your high plank. Option to press back to down dog. Go lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. So that should get the heart rate up a little bit. Let's come back to the 2 rounds of breath in your down dog. Next, inhale, left leg rises, 3-point. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, mountain climber, tap left tricep. Inhale to 3-point. Exhale, cross your body, tapping right tricep, twisted cheetah. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands, high on the back toes. Low runner's lunge. Inhale, we rise, high crescent, arms reach up overhead. Shoulders draw down. Next, exhale, lower the right knee, arms reach out, elbows bend. Inhale, reach and extend. Good, exhale, elbows bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, right knee taps. Inhale, reach. Exhale, warrior two, back heel spins 90, arms to a T. Finding your gaze or drishti, flipping the left palm. Inhale, reach up and back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, modified side angle. Inhale to peaceful. Exhale, modified. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, option for modified or extended side angle. Left hand to the inside of the front foot. Go to left hip tucks under. Opening up, stacking collarbones. Spiraling that heart open. Maybe drawing the right arm forward. Maybe looking towards those fingertips. Revolve side angle, right hand down, left hand rises, back heel spins. Svastikasana side plank, stacking left on top of right. Hips are lifting nice and high. So option to lower to the bottom knee to modify. Just finding whatever variation you did on the other side. And then making our way to our high plank. We're doing our mountain climbers. This time we'll go as long as we can without a break for 30 seconds. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Exhale, down dog. Option to stay here or shift forward, move through a vinyasa. Leaning back and downward facing dog for 2 rounds of breath. That'll get your heart rate up, that's for sure. Inhale, lift high on the toes, bend your knees, walk, step, or float your feet to Balasana. So toes are out, heels are in. Allow your sits bones to melt down towards the earth, hands to heart center. Pressing the palms together, the elbows to the inner thighs. Tailbone lengthens down as you reach the crown of the head up. So if you need a little bit of rest here, your heart rate is up pretty high, you can slide a block underneath your hand, maybe close your eyes. If you have crow in your practice, Bakasana, you can move into that. So if you've never done it before, it's a great opportunity to give it a try. There's nobody in class with you except yourself. So if you fall, it's okay. So bending the knees and bringing them to the armpits. The fingertips are spread wide. Start to chaturanga the arms. Make sure your gaze is about 2 feet in front of you. So maybe just playing with lifting up one heel at a time. So just the heel into the seat. Maybe you can play with lifting up both heels into the seat. And then think of drawing the heels up, pressing into the hands. See if you can straighten the arms, moving to that crane. Good. Wherever you are, be okay with it. Just having that curiosity about your practice. Where can you go? Where can you take it today? And then option to shoot it back to chaturanga, or maybe step back. Maybe just make your way to down dog, moving through a flow. And then leaning back in down dog. Coming back to the breath. Next inhale, right leg rises, 3-point. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, knee to right elbow, mountain climber. Option to stay or fly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to 3-point. Exhale, twisted cheetah. Option to extend the fallen star. So right leg to the top left corner of the mat. Left hand reaches up. Maybe reaching the fingertips forward. And then lower the left hand down. Inhale, right leg high, 3-point. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Inhale, rise high, crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, lower and tap the back knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower and tap. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower and tap. Inhale, extend. Open out, warrior 2. Finding your gaze with your drishti. Flipping the right palm up. Inhale, reach up and back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Right hand to the inside, maybe the outside of the front foot this time. So option to take it to a new place. Maybe finding the bind, so the top arm will draw behind your low back, palm facing out. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe start to scoop the right hand underneath of your right thigh. See if you can bring the fingertips together. And if you can, sink the hips low, lifting your shoulders higher than your hips and start to spiral and open up your heart to the sky. Stay here for a few rounds of breath. Good, coming back to extended side angle, revolving your side angle, left hand lowers, right hand rises. Vashisthasana, side plank, right foot stacks on left. So take it to a new place this time, maybe finding tree legs, maybe finding the bind. And then drawing the right knee up into the chest, stepping the right hand in between the hands. So stepping to the top of your mat, finding that low runner's lunge. And then inhale, rise to high crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead. Inhale, stork, left knee into the chest. Using your core, lift the thigh a little bit higher. Tailbone drops down, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, extend, pressing the heel forward. So keeping the leg extended and then hinging like a pendulum back to our warrior 3. Inhale, stork, and extend the heel forward like you're stepping on a front wall in front of you. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, knee into the chest and extend. Exhale, warrior three. So staying here for a few moments. If you have a healthy low back, option to extend those arms forward. Interlace the hands, release thumb and index finger, temple mudra. Biceps beside the ears, maybe point the toe. Notice that that left hip is lifted. Lower it back down, squaring the hips. Next, inhale, bend in the front knee. Inhale, rise, finding your high crescent. And then exhale, twist into the right. Left elbow to the outside of the front thigh. Two palms pressing together, twisting open your heart. Look up to sky, looking over right shoulder, engaging your outer glutes. And then lower the right hands, inhale, right leg high, 3-point. Bend the knee, peeling that right hip open, so stacking the hips here, left heel lowers. Get that knee nice and high, heel into the glute, option to stay or flip your dog. If you're flipping your dog, all 10 toes facing to the back wall. Inhale, lift your hips, open up your heart, palm faces up, see the wall behind you. And then right hand lowers, inhale, right leg high, 3-point. Exhale, fallen star. So option to extend and hover the bottom leg this time. And inhale, 3-point. Keeping that leg lifted if you choose, shifting forward into your high plank, riding, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Coming back to the breath. Inhale, left leg rises, 3-point. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, mountain climber, tapping left tricep. Option to stay or fly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, twisted cheetah. Maybe extend a fallen star. So on the outer blade of the left foot and the inner blade of the right foot. Arm reaches up. Maybe draw the arm forward to the front of the room. Circle the right hand down, inhale, left leg high, 3-point. Exhale, step through, finding your high crescent lunge. Inhale as you rise. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, lower the top of the back knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower and tap. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower and tap. Inhale, extend. Open out warrior two, pardon me. And flip the left palm, inhale, reach up and back, peaceful. Exhale, extended side angle. So finding that new variation, whatever you did on the other side, maybe you found the bind, the right hand comes back behind you. Fingertips inching towards the earth, left hand can come underneath the left thigh, fingertips together. Start to sink the hips lower as you lift the heart, the chest, and over right shoulder. Left hip goes underneath of you. Holding here for a few rounds of breath. See if you can allow the breath to flow easily. Gently release. Extended side angle, revolving that side angle, right hand down, left hand rises, back heel spins. Vashisthasana, side plank, left foot stacks on top of right. So finding that same variation that you did on the other side, maybe tree legs, hovering the top leg, maybe modifying. And then drawing the left knee into the chest, stepping it forward, framing your front foot, low runner's lunge. Inhale, we rise, high crescent, arms reach up overhead. Next, inhale, stork, right knee into the chest. So have to push off that back leg just a little bit to help you come up, navel to spine, lift the knee high. And then exhale, hands to heart center, palms press. And extending the leg forward. And then coming into your warrior three. Inhale, knee into the chest, extend forward. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, knee into the chest and extend. Exhale, warrior three. So option to stay here or extending the arms forward, pointing the back toes. So interlacing the fingertips. Biceps beside the ears. Everything is engaged. Good, and then gently stepping back, finding that high crescent. And then exhale, framing your front foot. Inhale, left leg high, 3-point. Bending the knee, peeling that hip open, stacking left on top of right. Option to stay or flip your dog. So all 10 toes facing back. Lifting your heart, palm is up. Unflip your dog when you're ready. Left hand lowers, inhale, right leg high, 3-point. Exhale, falling star. Option to hover the bottom leg off the mat, reaching the arms up to the sky. The right arm. And then lower the left hand down. Inhale, 3-point. Option to keep the leg elevated, shifting forward to high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Making your way through your flow, or skipping if you choose. Making your way back to downward facing dog. Maybe take a cleansing breath if you need to, in through the nose. Exhale, side out. Inhale, right leg rises, 3-point. Exhale, mountain climber prep, tapping right tricep. Taking it over to the left tricep. Right tricep, left tricep. Right tricep, left tricep. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, step through high crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, lower and tap the back knee. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, open out, warrior 2, flip the palm. Inhale, reach up and back, peaceful. Exhale, extended side angle. Option for bind, maybe option for bird of paradise if that's in your practice. Holding here for 5 rounds of breath. Meaning back in your extended side angle. Revolve side angle, left hand down, back heel spins, right hand rises. Vashisthasana, side plank. Maybe binding the right peace fingers to the right big toe as you spin and open out. Drawing the knee into the chest, stepping forward, finding your low runner's lunge. Inhale, rise, high crescent. Arms reach up overhead. Inhale, stork, left knee into the chest. Hollow out the belly. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, extending forward. Exhale, warrior 3. Inhale, knee into the chest and extend. Keep pressing down through your right big toe. Pada Bandha helps you balance. Keeping your drishti, your gaze focused. Inhale, knee into the chest and extend. This time we hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Rolling back into our warrior 3. Option to extend the arms forward. Really using that core. Pointing the back toes, biceps beside the ears. Good. Shifting back, inhale, arms reach up overhead. And then exhale, twisting to the right. Left elbow to the outside of the front thigh. 2 palms of crescent together. So option to open up the arms this time, or maybe find a bind if you choose. Right hand to the low back, left hand underneath. See if you can bring the fingertips together. Good, and then shifting forward into revolved half moon. So left hand down, straightening the bend in both legs. Opening up your heart, keep twisting open, stacking collarbones. Inhale, kundalinis descend, both hands lower, back knee tucks, maybe hands to heart center, lift the heart, the chest. And then exhale, half moon, right hand lowers, opening and extending, left hand reaches up, left leg reaches. So heel in line with hip, maybe higher, engaging that leg, finding the bind if you choose. And then inhale, kundalini, hands to heart center. Exhale, standing splits. So option to move into handstand hops. Maybe finding a balance. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lending the back toes. Inhale, right leg high, 3-point. Bend the knee, peeling the hip open. Option to stay or flip your dog. Maybe moving into wheel if that's within your practice. Lower the right hand down, inhale, 3-point, extend. Exhale, fallen star. Option to keep the leg elevated. Maybe find the bind, so taking a hold of the opposite or the pinky toe side of the foot, starting to spiral and open up your heart. Inhale, 3-point. Keep the leg elevated through your vinyasa or come back to down dog. Coming back to the breath. 2 more rounds of breath. We do our last side here. We're almost there. You guys are doing awesome. Thanks for sticking with me. Inhale, left leg rises, 3-point. Exhale, knee to nose, or knee to left elbow, sorry. Coming to the right tricep, the left, the right, the left, the right. Inhale, 3-point. Exhale, step through, little runner's lunge, inhale, rise high, crescent, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, lower and tap the back knee. Inhale, extend, open out, warrior 2. Lift the palm, inhale, peaceful. Exhale, extended side angle, option to find the bind. Or bird of paradise. We have 5 rounds of breath. So allowing the effort to be in the body and not the breath. The breath should flow. Finding the ease here. Leaning back and extended side angle. And then revolving that side angle, right hand down, left hand reaches up, back heel spins. Vashisthasana side plank, finding left piece there, the left big toe if you choose, opening out. Bringing the knee into the chest, stepping forward, low runner's lunge, inhale, rise to high crescent. Next, inhale, stork, right knee into the chest. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, extend, exhale, warrior 3. So finding that drishti, that gaze. Inhale, knee into the chest, exhale, extend into warrior 3. Inhale, knee into the chest. Extending the leg, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warrior 3. Option to extend the arms forward, interlace the hands, release thumb and index finger, point the back toe. Lunging back with the right leg high, inhale, high crescent lunge. And then exhale, twisting to the left. Right elbow to the outside of the front thigh, 2 palms pressing together. So option to find the bind here, if you did on the other side. Left hand to the low back, right hand underneath. Or not. Good, hands to frame the front foot, shifting forward, finding revolved half moon. So right hand down, left hand rises, straightening the bend in both knees here. Really extending and pressing that right back heel. Twisting your heart open, stacking collarbones. Inhale, Kundalini's descent, right knee tucks behind the left, hands to heart center. Maybe lift the heart, the chest. And then exhale, half moon, extending the right leg back, stacking the right hip on top of the left. Right hand reaches up. So option to place blocks underneath. I should have maybe cued that on the other side. Left hand underneath the hand. Finding the bind if you did on the other side, maybe challenging the balance, hovering the bottom hand off the mat. And then inhale, Kundalini, hands to heart center or hands grounded. Exhale, standing splits. So pointing the right toes high to sky. Option to find those handstand hops if you did on the other side. Maybe finding the balance or stillness here. Couple more seconds to play. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, lunging back. Inhale, left leg high, 3-point. Bend the knee, peeling the hip open. Moving into Maybe moving into wheel. Lower the left hand down, inhale, left leg high, 3-point, exhale, fallen star. Option to find the bind, maybe hover the bottom leg. Taking whatever variation you did on the other side. Inhale, left leg high, 3-point. Keeping the leg elevated, shifting forward for your vinyasa. Last vinyasa of class. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then coming back to the breath. Lower onto the knees. Big toes touch, child's pose, forehead into the mat. Taking a moment to find your breath. Allowing the heart rate to settle, to come back to normal. Lengthening inhales, lengthening exhales. Next inhale, rise to tabletop. And then extending the right leg back behind you, flexing into the foot, finding a gentle arch in the back. So drawing your chest, your heart forward. Exhale, knee to nose, grounding everything in, and then crossing the right leg over the left. Separating your heels and sitting your sits bones back behind you for Gomukhasana. So the farther away your heels are, the more difficult or challenging this becomes. If this is not accessible to you, you can come to just easy seat, Sukhasana, maybe into double pigeon where you stack the heel on top of the left knee. So just finding whatever works for you. That's going to give you a good stretch that you are able to breathe through. So you can stay here. Or you can start to walk the hands, the fingertips to the top of your mat as you let the chest, the forehead lower. Using blocks underneath the forehead if you have them handy. Maybe resting the chin on the outside of the right knee. When you're ready, rocking the hands back in towards you. And then just take the legs, feet into the mat, windshield wiper legs from side to side. Then lift your heart, your chest, setting up for pigeon on the right side. So your right shin is parallel to the top of the mat as much as you can get it. Your left leg is pointed straight back behind you. Hips are square. Try to find the length of the chest, so lifting up your heart, maybe staying here or starting to walk your hands back down into your pigeon. So resting the forehead onto stacked hands, maybe onto the earth, maybe onto a block. When you're ready, hands underneath the chest to lift your heart. And then coming back into your tabletop. Maybe just sway the hips from side to side. Inhale, left leg reaches, flexing the foot. Draw the chest up, arch in the low back. Exhale, knee into the nose, crossing the left foot over the right. Separating those heels, sitting down onto a block or in between the heels. Maybe modifying with Sukhasana, easy seat or double pigeon. And then wherever you are, finding that tall spine. Maybe staying here or taking it further by walking the hands forwards. Allowing the chest to lower, the forehead to lower. Gently walk the hands back in towards you. Take the feet wide and then separate the feet mat's distance. Allow the knees to rock gently from side to side. Setting up for pigeon on the left side when you're ready. Flexing the left toes to shins, right leg comes back behind you. Lifting the heart, squaring hips and shoulders, maybe staying here, or starting to lower the heart down towards the earth. Forehead to the mat. Just coming back to your breath. Maybe scanning the body, noticing if there's any tension in your forehead, releasing tension in your jaw, or releasing the tension in your shoulders. When you're ready, press your hands underneath your chest. Lift the heart, the chest, and bringing your legs forward. So bring the fingertips about a foot behind you. They're pointing towards you. Lift the heart, the chest, as much as you can, and then bending back into the elbows, stretching you through the shoulders. Maybe you need to scoot your sits bones towards your heels a bit more to feel the stretch. But make sure you're not rounding down, that we're lifting that heart up to sky. And then lifting up, giving yourself a little squeeze, so arms hug around the shins, forehead into the knees. It's cultivating some self-love for a job well done. Lifting the gaze, the heels move away from the seat, the arms will extend forward as the navel draws into the spine, lowering down onto the back for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We have time for maybe one round of wheel or bridge. So I will speak to bridge. So drawing the heels in towards the seat, fingertips grazing the heels, knees pointing up to the sky. Deep breath in through the nose and lift the hips up to sky. So you want to have about hips distance between the feet. Toes are pointing straight forward. Maybe you have the space to start to tuck the shoulder blades underneath of you. Maybe find the bind, interlace the hands. Engaging those glutes, lift those hips high. Make sure you're not pressing too much into the chin, you have a little bit of space there. Finding 5 rounds of breath. And on your next exhale, gently lower your hips down. Feet are soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to fall open. Recline Butterfly or Supta Baddha Konasana. Placing your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly for your gratitude practice. Thinking of 3 things in this life that you are grateful for. When you're finished, placing your hands to the outsides of your thighs, bringing your knees to touch, finding that tabletop on your back, arms come to a T, navel to spine, allowing the hips and heels to fall over to the left, finding a gentle supine twist. So if you'd like to go a little bit further, you can cross your right leg over the left hand on the thigh, right hand extends out to the side of your mat, maybe following the fingertips with your gaze. And then coming back to center, navel to spine as you lift the legs. And exhale, let the knees fall to the right. Maybe crossing the left thigh over the right hand onto the thigh, left fingertips reaching out, gazing towards the fingertips. Inhale, coming back to center. Happy baby. So taking a hold of the peace fingers, or taking the peace fingers a hold of the big toes, flexing the toes to shins, hollowing out the belly, making sure your low back stays connected. If it starts to lift, just draw the hands back down. Take a hold of the shins or the ankles. Maybe you have some space to take a hold of the outer blades of the feet. So imagine that you're pressing your feet up into your hands, and your hands are pressing back down into your feet. So finding that traction, lengthen the spine, maybe gently rocking from side to side if that feels good. Gently releasing your spine, bringing the knees into the chest for Apanasana. So hands around the shins, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, moving your forehead into your knees. Inhale, head, neck, and shoulders, release. And then exhale, release the legs to the top of your mat, setting up for your Shavasana. Handstand by your sides, palms facing up. Maybe gently tuck the shoulder blades underneath if you open up the heart, the chest. Slight tuck to the chin, humbling the chin. Finish our practice with a cleansing breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and side out. Finding your Shavasana. So staying in your Shavasana. Thank you so much, yogis, for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. It was an honor to have you with me. Namaste. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you like. Take care, be safe, be well. Have a great day, everyone.